2014 independence celebrations fast approaching. Over $40 million has been spent in Kalinago Territory from 2000 to 2014, and the DFC is gearing up for the 18th World Creole Music Festival Fringe activities. Thank you for joining us for another edition of National Focus. I'm Colette Ambo. Stay with us for details of the headline stories and others after this.
A lot of bathtubs are blamed for bruises. Some staircases are accused of being responsible for broken bones. Doors are occasionally viewed suspiciously as causing lesions. A high percentage of tables are accused of producing bleeding or trauma. Violence against women is a crime, and it's everyone's responsibility. It's inexcusable. If you're a victim or witness of physical or psychological violence or abuse, seek help and denounce the perpetrator.
Thanks for staying with us. Road rehabilitation work in Morna John is nearing completion. Parliamentary representative for the Grand Forks constituency told GIS News that the $100,000 road project was financed by the Ministry of Constituency Empowerment.
The road has been in a very dilapidated state over the past years, and villagers as well as persons driving the vehicles had difficulty really maneuvering through the road, which takes us to the plain field area. And I can tell you, after serious complaints from the villagers of Monjon, they are indeed now very, very happy to see the improvements of the works that have been undertaken in this community. And most importantly, they have employed contractors from the village, they have employed a number of young persons from Monjon, and everybody's benefiting in one way or another. So I'm very happy that these kind of works are being undertaken in this constituency.
In other news, Honorable Prime Minister Roosevelt Iscariot will seek parliamentary approval for the supplementary estimates of expenditure for the period January 1st, 2014 to June 30th, 2014, amounting to $45,056,927 when Parliament meets on Thursday. 7 bills will be introduced at the meeting. Honorable Prime Minister Roosevelt Iscariot will introduce 3 bills seeking amendments to the Income Tax Act, the 2005 Value Added Tax Act, and the 2010 Customs Act. The Honorable Minister for Agriculture, Matthew Walter, will introduce a bill for an act to amend the National Parks and Protected Areas Act. The Honorable Minister for Tourism, Ian Douglas, will also introduce a bill for an act to amend the Magistrates' Code of Procedure Act, while the Honorable Minister for National Security, Alvin Bernard, will introduce 2 bills for acts seeking amendments to the Police Act and the Police Pensions Act. The Honorable Minister for Public Works, Energy and Ports, Raven Blackmore, will respond to a question by Senator Monel Williams about roads in the St. Joseph constituency. The Honorable Minister for Agriculture, Matthew Walter, will also respond to questions related to the abattoir, and the Honorable Minister for Housing, Reginald Austrie, will respond to questions related to Petro-Caribe. Parliament starts at 10 and will be carried live on GIS Channel 7 on Mapping 2K4 and Channel 2 on SAT Telecommunications Limited. The Honorable Parliamentary Representative for the Kalinago Territory, Ashton Grano, has come out to respond to detractors who say that the Labour Party government has done nothing for Dominica's indigenous people. Honorable Grano listed a number of costly investments undertaken for the comfort of the Kalinago people. He was speaking at a handing over ceremony on Monday when the living conditions of 27 families were changed. That project was listed first.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have heard some people said that nothing is happening in the Kalinago Territory at Kingston. We have heard them said that over the last 5 years they have seen nothing. Now, I think this is very mischievous. It's unfortunate, it's malicious. I believe it's not a wise thing. And if we are people of God, we have to speak the truth. So this afternoon, one of the truths we see. So for those who want us to believe otherwise, it is clear for all of us to see that those who are trying to propagate those kind of lies must be taken to task.
The MP went on to list other projects initiated by government between 2000 and 2014.
The Sinaku-Kwek Road, the road to Lescalier. We have started on the Betouge-Colette River Road, the Colette River playing field, with the help of the Kalinago Council and the Development Committee in Colette River and Maho River. Roads to the Sensi Housing Scheme, the Mekeru or Sapit Housing Scheme, the Point Housing Scheme, the construction of the Horseback Ridge Road, the southern section, and the construction of the one into Tuna. The new road, the link road being constructed between Bataka and Atkinson. The Margaret Gotter Road, the lower Bataka Road passing through the Francis Guy in Bataka. The road, Potopi, the northern section of the Potopi Road in Antwizel. The beginning and continuation of the Antwizel Beach Road. The road passing through the Atkinson Church, or the Church Road. Short access to the Sineku playing field. The Sineku playing field, that is still under construction. And this playing field in Colette River, which we'll be getting some assistance from the Ministry of Constituency Empowerment.
A feather in Honorable Grano's cap is the Carib Territory Community Capacity Building Project, for which the Labour Party government has secured an $8.6 million loan from the Caribbean Development Bank.
The Carib Territory Community Capacity Building Project had a number of components. Some of these are not visible. For example, the component regarding capacity, human capacity, is not something that you see. You would feel it. So when we would have trained 30 people, for example, in a number of different disciplines, you would only see the result some years from now when these people begin to impact on the community with their skills and talents. We see now some of the physical projects though. We have the renovation or rehabilitation of the southern section of the Horseback Ridge Road, which cost some $1 million, $1.8 million, in addition to the construction of a new road into Tuna Village, which is one of the communities that was severed, so to speak, from the rest of the Kalinago Territory, because it is on the other side of the Kalinago Territory, facing Debosh.
The MP went on to list the St. Cyr Resource Center, which is currently under construction. It will also house an early childhood center and post office. The cassava processing plant is also another project of which Honorable Grano is proud. Work is still ongoing behind the scenes, but is closer now to fruition. The plant will aid in the export of the Kalinago's precious mayok and its byproducts. Several other completed projects were listed by the MP as evidence of a government working for the Kalinago people.
All these developmental initiatives and all this work that we have done would have cost us quite a mint and cost the government a mint. I will tell you, we have made a rough calculation and we are coming up with over $40 million being spent in the Kalinago Territory at Kingston, outside of the housing stock and the capacity building project.
Honorable Grano told constituents to call out those detractors who are not telling the truth about the development happening in the Kalinago Territory. Chief Medical Officer David Johnson has responded to citizens' concerns that foreign students traveling to the island increase the risk of transmitting Ebola to locals. Dr. Johnson informed that stringent measures are being put in place by the Health Ministry, and so far no threat has been detected.
So we're working very closely with the school. We have in fact gone ahead and done a number of screening for those students who have returned from Nigeria. We are, as I said, we're working very closely with Foreign Affairs, and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs has in fact contacted Nigeria to find exactly what is the mechanism in terms of screening protocols that are in place for persons leaving Nigeria, and we are also going further than that and looking at the screening mechanisms that are in place for persons not only from Nigeria, for persons from West Africa that are traveling to Dominica and passing through a third country, what screening mechanism they are in place.
Dr. Johnson indicated that the health ministry is liaising with other countries in the region with a high percentage of foreign students. He reassured the general public that screening has been conducted and no student on the island has been identified with the Ebola virus disease.
Those who are already on the island, we have gone ahead and screened all of those individuals, and we can reassure the general population that we have not found anyone with any signs or symptoms of Ebola or suspected of having signs and symptoms of Ebola. Even if we have found so far that none of these individuals or Nigerian or students or anybody who's coming from the affected area has any signs and symptoms for now, we are monitoring them very, very closely.
According to Dr. Johnson, public health and safety officials will not advise of any restrictions on trade and travel.
We need to advise, looking at all of the evidence, and so far, there is absolutely no evidence that we can provide or justification that we can provide to go ahead and suggest or to advise any restriction on trade and travel as it relates to persons coming from the West. I mean, that is absolutely at this stage now. I mean, the situation is, we are monitoring the situation as I said. We are working very closely with the World Health Organization. We receive advisories from them on a daily basis. Anything that referred to as a public health emergency of international concern, we are in constant 24/7 with the World Health Organization. They have an obligation to inform all countries and to inform us, and we also have an obligation to inform them. This obligation comes underneath the international health regulations, and we cannot advise the minister, who in turn will advise his cabinet to take certain measures that we cannot defend. And at this stage, there is absolutely no justification or no rationale why we can suggest a restriction in trade and travel.
The CMO says all critical stakeholders were involved in this decision-making and will continue to monitor the Ebola virus. The call has been sounded for nationals both here and abroad to recommit to nation building as Dominica prepares to celebrate 36 years of independence. With the vibrant season quickly approaching, officials from the Ministry of Culture and Social Services expressed the need for greater cooperation and patriotism during this year's independence celebrations. At the launching of the independence festivities, the Honorable Minister for Culture, Youth and Sports, Justina Charles, encouraged the nationals to continue promoting unity.
The theme for this year's celebration, Our Nation, Our Responsibility, focuses on two key words: nation and responsibility. It is the responsibility of each and every one of us to take care of our country and to play our part in our own way to build this nation. For the majority of us on this land, this is the land of our birth. For some, the only nation we have made physical contact with. And for many, the land where we will live to meet our Creator. It behoves us, therefore, to do everything possible within our means to make this country a place where we can truly continue to enjoy peace, tranquility, and love.
This year's independence will be celebrated under the theme, Our Nation, Our Responsibility. The calendar of events will kick off with the National Day of Prayer and Thanksgiving on Saturday, 20th September and Sunday, 21st September 2014, followed by the official opening ceremony on Friday, September 26 at the Winter Park Sports Stadium. It will also feature new items including secondary schools' Creole choral speech, Waterfest in Wesley from October 29th to November 2nd, 2014, and a lecture in memory of the late E.O. Leblanc at the Fort Young Hotel on October 28th. Chairman of the Independence Committee and former Chief Cultural Officer Raymond Lawrence highlighted that the independence season impacts every single Dominican.
Independence, as we all know, is a wonderful time to build our sense of national identity and pride. It's a very important time to preserve and promote our cultural heritage. It's a time to give God thanks for his mercies and many blessings, and also a time to reflect on the past, take stock of the present, and plan positively for the future. Independence engages the services of so many people, like bus drivers, performing artists, vendors, farmers, caterers, seamstresses, tailors, electricians, event organizers, managers and their staff, sound and light technicians, hotels, guest houses, tour guides. And there's certainly a great increase in sales for stores and restaurants, and the list goes on. So there are tremendous benefits across the board in the society from the independence celebrations.
Honorable Minister for Social Services, Community Development and Gender Affairs, Gloria Shillingford, issued the call for Dominicans to play their part in the preservation of Dominican culture.
I urge you to be mindful first and foremost that the Dominica we build now is what we will bequeath to our children, just as today we enjoy the benefits of the foundation set by our elders. Play a part in the preservation and promotion of culture in Dominica. It is our responsibility. Our unique culture is what defines and distinguishes us as a people, and we should all embrace it with dignity and pride. This is our nation. Hence, it is our responsibility to preserve all that is intrinsic to Dominica.
GIS will bring you more from this media launch in a subsequent newscast. For the complete list of activities scheduled to take place, visit our GIS website, news.gov.dm, in the announcements category under other links. And as a part of its promotion of the 18th World Creole Music Festival, carded for October 24th to 26th this year, the Dominica Festivals Commission will hold a series of fringe activities leading up to the grand event. Events assistants at the DFC, Marva Williams, announced on Wednesday that the first Festival Duive is carded for September 26, following the opening of independence celebrations.
From 8:30 p.m., we are asking patrons, to just move on and continue these celebrations with our grand Festival Duive at Crazy Coconuts with Triple K and Ecstasy Band. At the Duives as well, we expect to give away tickets for the World Creole Music Festival. Our gold partner, Digicel, and of course our beers, Carib, Heineken, Kubuli, will form part of the Duives as well. So you can expect lots of prizes and surprises. And of course, it's a means of getting hyped and get up. It will be streamed live to our overseas patrons so they can build the momentum, together with us for the World Creole Music Festival.
Williams also expounded on other fringe events hotspots.
This year we are hopeful to have the World Creole Music Festival crowd meet us in Lapland, at Kento's Bar, at Shea Wutang in Grand Bay, and of course Cocotong in Portsmouth. So it's going to be an opportunity to come and find out more about the local artists, find out more about the international artists and the festival in entirety, build the momentum. Like I said, the festival is ours to keep. We have to build on the festival first so that the overseas people can join us after.
Patrons are reminded that season tickets, regularly priced at $325, will be made available to the public at a special cost of $200 during the month of September. And that's the English news. Coming up next, the McPherson St. Luce with the Creole highlights.
Allô tout le monde, bienvenue à cette nouvelle en créole. Non, moi c'est McPherson St. Luce. Premièrement, peuple Kalinago Territory a en bonne position et puis cadre le gouvernement Dominique un projet pour assister Kalinago et puis Kai implémenter et puis 27 Kai présenté par moun par bon compliment People's Republic of China et puis gouvernement Dominique. Une cérémonie formelle prend place lundi qu'a démontré policier gouvernement Labour Party pour peuple Kalinago. Voici projet ça là c'est résultat on survey qui te conduit ou la imoutré qui peuple Kalinago te bien mérité caille. 70 Kalinago te employé à ce projet là en plein. Ces maisons-là bâties selon standard qui Kalinago même d'accord. Plusieurs officiers gouvernement, en parmi ministre Kai, Honorable Reginald Ostring, membre parlement Honorable Ashton Grano, manager Kai Hilarion Jules, ambassador People's Republic of China, His Excellency Li Jiangning, Honorable Dr. Kenneth Darrow, qui représente le Premier ministre Honorable Roosevelt Skirt, tout délivré bon parole en cérémonie qui a concerné le projet là. Pep Kalinago même fait parole satisfaction pour le projet là. En autre nouvelle, célébration indépendante qui est ouverte le 26 septembre en Stadium Windsor Park. Parole cela sorti hot chairman comité indépendant Raymond Lawrence pendant la conférence média bon matin là.
Nous avons une cérémonie pour ouvrir célébration indépendance l'année là. Nous avons une célébration là vendredi le 26 septembre à Stadium là. Avec la cérémonie, là, nous avons Ophelia, Joy Stout, Groupe Score, Paybush, Portsmouth, Petite Savane, Karina, dans territoire Kalinago, Cicero Singers, Waito Kubuli, Tradibel. Nous avons Miss Wapduyet, Madame Wapduyet, Timatador. Avec ces filles-là qui ont participé dans Wapduyet show là. So, on lo moun ka fait différents bagages, so nous ka inviter tout le monde, tout Dominicain, avec moun qui ka visiter Dominique pour venir à la cérémonie ça là, à Stadium là, vendredi le 26 septembre pour participer à la cérémonie pour ouvrir célébration indépendance l'année ça là.
Ministre Culture, Honorable Justina Charles, aussi adressé cérémonie.
Tous les années, nous avons célébré l'indépendance. Nous savons, son année, c'est 36 années depuis nous indépendants comme nation. Tous les années, nous avons une activité qui a couru pour 2-3 semaines. L'activité l'année, ça a commencé le 20 mois septembre et avec le 4 mois novembre. Avec nous la coutume dans ces traditions nous avons célébré créole langage créole nous avons célébré manger créole avec nous avons activité voilà nous c'est l'école là qui a participé nous avons jeunes monde qui a participé en toutes différentes manières tout le monde Dominique en preliminaries avec en sports nous avons monde qui a participé en sports nous avons national parade, nous avons youth parade, nous avons toutes ces petites ça là. C'est une low activité, nous avons commencé depuis actuellement parce que nous savons que l'activité nous avons ici posé courir pour nous boot le 4 novembre qui est journée Community Day of Service. Nous savons c'est comme ça nous avons.
En autre nouvelle, Premier ministre Honorable Roosevelt Skirt qui m'a dit Parlement pour d'accord supplementary estimates pour temps janvier le 1er pour juin 30 l'année 2014 a valu plus que 45 millions de dollars pendant le Parlement qui est ouvert jeudi. 7 d'autres bills qui sont présentés en meeting là. Premier ministre Honorable Roosevelt Skirt qui a présenté 3 bills comme des amendment bill income tax, VAT et puis bill la douane. Ministre Agriculture Honorable Matthew Walter qui a présenté un bill pour amender Parc national pendant le ministre Tourist Honorable Ian Douglas qui a présenté pour amendement Magistrate Code et puis Honorable Alvin Bernard qui a demandé pour amendement Police Act et puis Police Pension Act. Ministre gouvernement qui a aussi répondu section en opposition. Parlement qui a commencé à 10h le bon matin et puis il a changé à ses fréquences radio et puis télévision. Finalement, ministre commodité qui a tapé service en consultant qui a travaillé et puis Bureau of Standard. Selon ministre commodité Honorable Dr. John Colin McIntyre, l'occasion pas que vous qui a aussi tapé attention consultant là Alors, manier taper bon standard pour produire Dominique assez la place là.
Aussitôt, nous avons parlé contre un bureau standards. Nous pouvons aller là pour nous taper l'argent, pour nous taper équipement, pour mettre là, pour aider nous à un même bureau standards, comme si nous test bagaille, toute qualité de produit, nous test les, voici au bord, s'il y a un problème, et bien nous ça, non. On parle bon matin, comme si ce n'est pas la police nous qui fait là. Comme si nous venions à la place au monde, et bien il faut confisquer tous ces bagages. Non, ce n'est pas ça. Moi, je faciliter le monde pour lever manière monde qui fait bagaille à Dominique, pour aider nous. Pas pour venir à la place au monde, un biter aider. Non, 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 c'est pas ça. Nous sommes pour faciliter le monde, nous sommes pour faire le monde connaître. Ça nous fait un bon biter, nous aider les autres pour ça nous a fait à Dominique pour vendre plus de produits. So, consultants qui travaillent et puis qui travaillent Ministry of Employment, qui fait travail et puis par cause là d'excès, bureau standards et puis tout private sector ministry qui travaille et puis à Dominique.
Messieurs, mesdames, ça c'est tout pour nouvelle créole pour à présent. Non, moi c'est McPherson Luce. Au revoir.
Coming up next, ECCB financial tips for potential homeowners.
DOWASCO recognizes that clean water is vital to healthy living. Therefore, it spares no effort in providing a clean, safe, and reliable system. Help keep our rivers safe and clean. Do not cut trees along the river banks and do not pollute with garbage, human or animal feces, and chemicals. Think water, think life.
The pluses of owning a roof over your head far outweigh the minuses. Think of rent as the money you give landlords to pay their mortgage. Think of your own mortgage as a springboard to financial empowerment. Thinking about saving for a home? Watch your debt levels. Typically, banks want to know more than 40 to 45% of your gross monthly income going to service your mortgage and other installment debts. More than this can affect the size of the mortgage that you qualify for. And that's all for this edition of National Focus. We always welcome your suggestions and comments. Drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm or visit our website news.gov.dm. Like us on our Facebook page, facebook.com/GISNewsDominica. You can also catch up on past National Focus newscasts on our GIS Dominica YouTube channel. On behalf of the entire news production team, I'm Colette Ambo. Thanks for watching, and join us again next time on National Focus.